हुआ है, जैकेट पहनी हुई है और जीन्स में मलबूस है। इस तस्वीर में आप इसको देख सकते हैं। इसने पिस्तौल हाथ में लिया हुआ है और मोहतरमा को निशाना बना रहा है। इन तस्वीर में इस हमलावर को वाज़ेह तौर पर पहचाना जा सकता है। इस तस्वीर में आप देख रहे हैं मोहतरमा को निशाना बना रहा है। इसके हाथ में पिस्तौल जो वाज़ेह तौर पर नजर आ रहा है। ये तस्वीर मीडिया पर अभी मंजर-ए-आम पर आई है। इन तस्वीर में इस हमलावर को वाज़ेह तौर पर पहचाना जा सकता है।
Pakistanis, particularly women, have been writing to me through my website to say that they are utterly devastated by her death, as am I, as a Muslim woman myself, but that they realize she was not a saint. And that, for example, when she was in power, she did not use her influence nearly as much as she could have in order to support the rights of women, more than half the population of Pakistan. Now, when they say this, Zain, I have to point out to your audience, who will be emotionally invested in Benazir Bhutto, this is not a personal attack at all. This is the attempt by reform-minded Pakistanis to engage in the essence of the ideals for which Benazir Bhutto stood, the ideals of democracy, and that means acknowledging that different points of view exist.
How much do you think that taints her legacy here in Pakistan and around the world? If indeed, as you say, she didn't do as much for women as she could have done, does that discount everything that she's achieved, or will that always be a shadow that could have been?
Zain, once again, I need to point out to your audience that I can't hear your question, but I think I've cobbled enough of it together to answer it this way. Many progressive Pakistanis who have written to me have said that Benazir Bhutto's failure to particularly oppose publicly the Hudud ordinances, those laws that were anti-female, particularly when it came to women who were raped and who were falsely accused of adultery. Her failure to publicly challenge those laws has undermined her legacy. Now, again, I need to point out that many reform-minded Pakistanis acknowledge that she was in a tough spot. This is very much a tribal society in which she existed. She was the first female prime minister in the Muslim world. She had the odds stacked against her, and she was only 35 years old when she was first elected. But at the same time, they say that for all of her disadvantages, she had many advantages. For example, her family's last name, and also the international goodwill that was generated by the fact that she was a pioneering woman leader. And they finally point out, progressive Pakistanis, that it's not as if Pakistan was a stranger to strong women. In fact, Muhammad Ali Jinnah, the founder of modern-day Pakistan, often brought his sister on the campaign trail with him, and she was very visible as a campaign partner. So they would have liked to see Benazir Bhutto take more of a maverick role rather than being so incremental in her approach to progress and reform.
And denials over what killed Benazir Bhutto. New video images show Bhutto leading a rally in Rawalpindi. She's standing upright through the open sunroof of her armored car, and a gun is seen in the hand of someone who's clambered aboard on the left rear bumper. That handgun is highlighted in a circle on the right center of the screen. No one denies there were several shots and an explosion, but the government now insists she died when she hit her head on a lever on the car's sunroof.
So this is the lever which is open, which is blood-stained. So there is every possibility that this is the lever, unfortunately, which caused, the fracture in her skull and became the cause of her main death.
Despite what doctors said just the day before, Pakistani officials insist X-rays prove Bhutto was not killed by either bullets or shrapnel from a bomb.
There was no foreign element in her body. So henceforth, there should be no ambiguity that, she died because of the bullet hit. or she died because of a pellet or because of a splinter.
But a senior member of Bhutto's Pakistan People's Party is branding the government account a pack of lies, charging there was not only the gunman on the car and the suicide bomb, but a sniper on a nearby building.
They have changed their stance, they have changed their point of view today. Now they have come up with a different stance.
As the cause of death is debated, Pakistani officials say there is hard evidence who was behind Bhutto's murder.
We have intelligence intercepts indicating that Al-Qaeda leader Baitullah Mahsood is behind her assassination. We just have an intelligence intercept that was recorded this morning in which Baitullah Mahsood has congratulated his people.
A transcript released by Pakistani authorities shows this exchange. Baitullah Mahsood says, "It was a tremendous effort. They were really brave boys who killed her." Another militant replies, "Thank God. When I come, I will give you all the details." U.S. officials say they also believe Baitullah Mahsood, a Taliban leader, is likely behind Bhutto's murder. Amid the controversy and contradictions, the government spokesman said if Benazir Bhutto hadn't stood up in the sunroof of her armored car, she would have survived.
I wish she had not come out of the rooftop of her vehicle. Perhaps she could have been saved.
The real story, told by the videos and photos, is that Benazir Bhutto had no serious security around her motorcade. Eyewitnesses told CNN anyone could and did easily approach in the moments before her assassination. There were no armed police visible. There were no private security guards provided by her own political party either. Benazir Bhutto was a known target. The lack of security made her an easy target. Jim Clancy, CNN.